First, let me share a few cases, and then we'll get into the approach. This is Torsten from Adyen. Before, Torsten and the Berlin HQ team had no presence in the US and no relationships with any of the global top 25 IoT gorillas in their space. By the time we finished, they were getting 25 cents on the dollar from Cisco, industrial router sales, and had an exclusive OEM partnership. They had 25 top IoT companies in the world and had tuned their product positioning to align with those ecosystems. They'd built a funnel with the Cisco partner network using a range of assets, including battle cards and videos. This meant having thousands of sales and solution engineers engaged in their sales process via Cisco's internal BD efforts and being showcased at their events. It was cool to see what it meant for raising their next round as well, and the future exit that they got to a German industrial back in Europe. Transformation 2. This is Marcel Smit. He's one of the more successful data tech CEOs in the Netherlands over the past decade, taking existing companies and making them work and exit. Hugo went from no US revenue to a solid outbound webinar video sales process by the time we were finished, going from no traction to closing 500 euro ARR in less than 5 months and building a great funnel. In the first month, we focused on outbound to just 5 top global accounts. We eventually closed 2 out of the 5, Bank of America and United Airlines. We almost got a third in Delta. After 12 months, this US activity helped to get them on the radar and trigger a 34 million euro exit. And the sales team grew by 50x overnight. The unicorn that acquired us, Right Now Technologies, created a new horizontal business development team selling specialized social and AI solutions via a motivated group of more than 30 BDRs and 50 AEs worldwide. Within 12 months, that company themselves exited to Oracle. Cinerise, the 200-person AI company out of Krakow that won Microsoft Country Partner of the Year in 2018, used a market development discovery process to engage directly in industry segments in Seattle, Chicago, and the Bay Area to get their act together before opening up their New York office. Algolytics, the location intelligence service from Warsaw, has some of the biggest AI deployments in Central Europe in the telecom and logistics industries. They used a pan-European campaign to focus on the logistics industry in food and delivery and package delivery, then created a video sales letter to expand the outbound process. Gravity R&D out of Hungary had a commercially proven deep learning service, one of the first of its kind in the world for e-commerce, but was not sure how to position it vis-a-vis their traditional recommendation engine service they'd been doing for a decade. They were geographically spread thin in the US, in Europe, in the Middle East, in China, in India, with Disney. Our project used outbound and helped the CEO create a new VSL, video sales letter, that could be used to help cover the 500 companies in the US and 200 in Europe that they considered in their sweet spot. We've analyzed the patterns that worked and did not for 250 B2B companies that we either had as clients or that we showcased in a remote market. This began when I founded my own B2B company in the States before moving to Europe. If you think international markets and B2B take too long, or we already have a team there, or we have no budgets for this, or this is something for next year, I hear you. But we've tried a lot of things over the years, and hopefully some of this is useful. In less time than a lunch break, we'll try to help you get into the next tax bracket by building a sales process that could land remote flagship clients or partners like Essity, B of A, Apple, Fidelity, Disney Interactive, Dell, Intel, and Cisco, which is a short list of just some of the companies that the startups we worked with have gotten contracts with. Last week, I spoke to a Series D exec about whether this approach could help a 500-person company with their valuation leading up to an exit moment. Yes, the milestones reflect something about the company, And the exit markets are just segments of a different niche, which I'll talk more about in a bit. On the other side of things, a seed stage founder recently explained that Y Combinator this year seemed worth it, if only to get the right network for feedback on product market fit. So who is this presentation for? Well, at the essence of it, it's about SaaS companies with a working product that are scaling up. It's about deep tech companies where there's lots of R&D and investment required in its complex technology, but it's working and they're trying to scale up. Or execs from a range of stages of companies that are trying to revalidate something in their market. So if you are a SaaS company that wants to be more machine learning driven, both in your growth tooling as well as in the solutions themselves, and like brainstorming with people specialized in leveraging data, this is a good video for you. If you're a deep tech company with high R&D costs, but big impact on the world in terms of industry transformation, society, climate, health, all those things we want to see improved, but could use some help on how to use SaaS and AI and good tactics in your growth operations, then please continue watching this video. And finally, a new feature of what we do, if you're looking for young talent for your business, please reach out after this is over, since we've had more than 100 graduate students over the years get involved with companies. And we want to keep building an army of young AI and international business talent who can help you to make the impact you're looking to make. So, the breakthrough. What does it feel like before the breakthrough? Well, it's not idealistic. It's not visionary. It's meat and potatoes or fire and ice. You have a good product. You've tried some half measures, like trying some outbound, but the market seems noisy. Each month, you notice another competitor has raised another large round. You're confident, but time's ticking. Your brain's on overdrive. You're coping with the pressure to hit quarterly targets for new business and expand existing clients, not to mention avoid churn. You've got good product market fit in your current market and don't want to distract your existing team with unplanned tweaks to the sales materials or demo. You may have hired someone, but the honeymoon is over and they are not producing. You're reading books, you're listening to podcasts at night. You've made promises to stakeholders in your business, in your network, and there's only so much oxygen to go around. Your investors keep telling you to focus and stay disciplined. Anytime you bring up the international market, they bring an avalanche of advice, most of which sounds like stuff you've already heard or heard about. And you want to talk to more people, especially your peers, repeat entrepreneurs, people that have actually done it. You're worried if you overextend and mess up that they'll criticize you, call out your failure, or worse, that you'll be halfway up the mountain and only to realize that you haven't had time to analyze things properly. You don't have a sales process that generates the right leads or brings the right key customers at a price that makes any sense. You haven't had time to update the target list. You're technical enough to understand that product development, and you've got a direct line into the product development team. The marketing lead is ready to help you, but you aren't sure you know what USPs to use for the Facebook ads, and the marketing team keeps pushing for a budget to stop dabbling in inbound marketing and really do it. You're on the edge of a huge success. This is the company that's going to help you to retire, buy that cabin on the lake if you play your cards right. You know how to build support for resources, but you need a game plan and some capacity that you do not need to babysit. You are willing to do whatever it takes, even more with your partner and kids, and you see the progress other companies are making. Many of them are touching your market. They seem to be making progress around you. Your partner's open to relocating, but the kids will string you up if you take them from their friends. And you aren't talking about it at home too much. You want to wait until you've got more information to go on. Closing your eyes to the international competition does not work. You've seen that before. It didn't end well. You want to make the first move and expand into the market, but you don't want to ask your colleagues for time and resources if there's no raw data to go on, no game plan, no fallback if it falls flat. You want to shine a bright ray of light on the path ahead. And this is the year you're going to reach the summit. Paul Graham at Y Combinator says startups are companies designed to grow fast. The moment a company decides to go international is always fraught with internal debate and opinions. Product market fit and effective sales are indisputable and required to grow fast. You need a great product to start and good regional clients who will vouch for you. Then you need to produce leads at a cost that sustains a profitable business. The remote market moment provides a great moment in the company. It's creative, where you can bring cash and valuation to the business. Founders and sales leaders who want to establish themselves in the remote market need to focus resources, build one funnel at a time, using the insights they've gathered from relevant sources in the target market.